crops are rotting. And it doesn't take, a genius to understand how the friggin' food chain works, folks. So the farmers tell us we don't have migrants coming in. We basically hire the same group of people every single year for the picking season. We know them all by name. We have dealt with them for years and years and years. They come back to our farm every year. They're not here this year. They didn't come. And these farmers say only about half of the usual workers who come over did end up coming over, which is still not enough. And they said, we have crops rotting in the fields. The fruit is rotting on the trees. The vegetables are rotting in the soil because there's not enough people to do the work. And they said explicitly, it's because either ICE has already deported some of these people when they were working on other farms, or two, they don't want to come over here because they know if they do, they could be subjected to an ICE raid. So that horrible apocalyptic situation that I have laid out as a possibility multiple times this year is starting to happen now. The crops are rotting. And it doesn't take, a genius to understand how the friggin' food chain works, folks. If we have fewer crops as a country, that means when you go to the grocery store, there's going to be fewer items available for you to purchase. There will be scarcity. Scarcity drives up prices. Now imagine that happening across the board with every single piece of fruit or piece of produce in the grocery store. That's a lot heavier on your budget than just eggs. But don't worry, eggs will also be affected. Because you see, those crops that these farmers are growing that again are now rotting out there in the fields, those aren't just for human consumption. Some of the other foods we eat those foods as well, right? Those crops are livestock feed. So when we don't have feed for the livestock, they get malnourished and possibly die. So in order to have enough to go around, these, livestock farmers will end up having to cull the herd because that is what they feel is more humane than letting these animals starve to death. So there goes your meat as well. So your fruits, your vegetables, your meats, everything. The entire food chain gets affected by this. This is a problem that affects every single person in this country. So I do, on that level, have empathy for the human race, for American citizens, right? We're screwed. We all are. Doesn't matter who you voted for, you're going to feel the impacts of this.